Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
My friends are here.
Watch my heels, boy, be cautious. Take couch money and when you bring up the sparkling bag on me. Me and you see up in the club, please stop give 50 feet. I was so sweet, take all the boy. You wanna know who I be? DJ, turn the music loud and let them know just who I be. I'm about to make it turn the song from the roof down. It's so much ice on my body, I'ma need a cool down.
Check. Woo! Y'all, welcome. We're just getting started. Make sure you fave up the DJ.
You're in a mix with God's #1 DJ.
One time, y'all. We here, y'all. Hey.
Make sure y'all get your wine together. It's time, y'all.
That's why I'm never hurting. Like all that pain. Lots of money, like what's urgent. It's what I gain. Getting cash. Whip up in the fast lane. Jeans, lace and grass stains. That's why I'm never hurting. I like the cash quick. Like a whip up in the fast lane. Bust up in my jeans. Lace and grass stains. That's why I'm never hurting.
Yo, we here, y'all.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. But we here, y'all.
Y'all heard it. Make sure you fave up my favorite DJ, y'all. Yeah.
Let's get it, y'all. One
Period. Y'all make sure y'all fave up the best DJ on the app, DJ Rich B.
We here, y'all. Hey.
Period. All right. All right, y'all. Welcome and welcome back to the newly featured Modern Day Bay with ELLE, the only show on Tag navigating the modern way to find your bay. All right, and the only live stream podcast tackling the challenges of modern day dating and romantic relationships. My name is ELLE The Druggg. I am your hostess, and I welcome you to the show tonight. Tonight we are broadcasting Season 2, Episode 5 of Modern Day Bay, which is a weekly show occurring every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern, and it is brought to you by the Scouts. All right? I am very excited about tonight's show. Y'all know how it is when the content comes into play. However, I do have a few announcements that I have to go over, so bear with me while we pay some bills, okay? And the first one is to myself, because I'm going to tell you about what other content I've got going on. All right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern, you can catch the Morning ELLE, which is my morning stream. It is, we also do Rich Rising Affirmations. And again, that's every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Obviously, on Tuesdays, you can catch me right here for Modern Day Bay. On Thursdays, I do a Makeup Get Ready With Me called Face the ELLE, which is at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then on Fridays, after the Morning ELLE, you can catch me co-hosting featured show The Brighter Side with Top Badge Lolo at 11 a.m. Eastern. All right, so I've got a lot of things going on. And actually this week, y'all, this Friday, you can also catch me in 2 Cents Karaoke Auction. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern, and there is a special thank you segment on the show up for grabs to the winner. So be sure to pull up. It's going to be lit, okay? There are also a lot of other great content creators and shows on the app, so I'd like to go over those really quickly. On Mondays, there's Geek Out with Casper at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Tuesdays, we have Rex's Executive Chef Wars at 7. We have Miles Presents Punchlines at 8. We have Rello Presents Hot Topics at 9. And This Is It with Queen K at 10 p.m. All of those are on an Eastern time schedule, okay? On Wednesdays, there's Adult Talk with Mo Sexy to You, okay? 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Thursday, my ace, my girl, Susie B, is pulling up with the bingo at 7 p.m. Eastern, so make sure y'all tap in with her for that, okay? Angel, I see you, And on Fridays, you can catch Top Badge Lolo during her show, The Brighter Side, at 11 a.m. and karaoke with Top Badge 2 Cents at 9 p.m. Eastern on Fridays. So make sure y'all tap in, okay? Now, a few more little, ooh, thank you. Look at y'all getting me all disoriented. Not an egg roll. Not an egg roll. Shout out to you, Happy. I see y'all. Luzaza, I see you, baby. What's up? Okay. So, really quickly, a few special announcements. Sign-ups to be on Modern Day Bay with Elle are currently full, but I will be opening sign-ups for season 3, on September 1st, y'all. So if you want to co-host an episode with your girl, September 1st is the day to get in my inbox. Let me know, all right? It's kind of a big deal, you know? Y'all should really, set your alarms, set your calendars, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I want to get you on the show. Also, if you're interested in sponsoring Modern Day Bay, please contact me. The link to my IG is in my bio, and let me know you're interested in the available sponsorship packages, okay? So, okay, I think that's pretty much it. There's one more thing I need y'all to do, and that is fave up my favorite DJ, DJ Rich Beats. He's going to leave us right now, but he will be back to close us out at the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned and make sure you fave him and book him, okay? He is a whole vibe. We love you, Rich Beats. I'll also take this time to remind y'all to follow me on Instagram and YouTube. Everything is linked in my bio, okay? And we are putting up all the episodes on YouTube, and I'm making all the announcements that I have for the show on Instagram. So make sure y'all tap in, okay? Got a lot of stuff going on. If you are just tuning in, welcome to Modern Day Bay with Elle, a weekly show every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern, and the only show on tag navigating the modern way to find your bay. All right, my name is Elle. I'm your hostess, and Modern Day Bay is brought to you by the Scouts. Woo! Okay, friends. I feel like there's a lot going on during the announcements all the time. I'm always like, I need a drink. In fact, just let me. Thank you. Okay. Now, I'm excited for tonight's show, y'all. We have a great lineup for you. I have a ton of stuff to talk about for this topic, and I will be bringing up my featured guest co-host in just a minute. But while he requests the box, let's talk about tonight's topic. If you follow me on Instagram, you already saw the question of the week. How do you know if you're emotionally available? Mo, I see you. Faye, I see you. Gachi, I see you. Casper, I see y'all. All right? How do you know if you are emotionally available? In other words, how good are you at dealing with uncomfortable? All right? People who are emotionally available typically have the ability to engage in meaningful conversations about the root of their emotions. They're usually able to comfort others during an emotionally difficult time. They are known to be willing to discuss yours and their feelings openly and honestly while remaining respectful of either party's boundaries, all right? Through life experiences, societal ideals, betrayals, loving and losing, and many other things that shape our perspectives on romantic relationships, it can be challenging, to say the least, to develop, let alone maintain emotional availability and connections through every stage of life. During this episode, we will chat with our co-host about how emotionally available you are, what the usual signs of emotional availability are, and what an emotionally available partner feels like. We are going to dive into this topic with our featured guest co-host first, then get into a short themed activity, followed by my favorite part, everybody's favorite part, the Boss Bae panel. Whenever we bring up the baddest bays on the app, and we have an open forum discussion about the topic at hand, all right? So before I introduce the co-host, you know what I'm going to ask y'all for, right? We've been doing this thing where we put the emojis in the comments. Y'all ready for this? Do y'all have an idea of what of what the emoji could be? Here's a hint. It's the Aquarius. It's the Aquarius emoji. Oh, I see Aquarian putting it up. I see Wavy putting up. Okay, there's another one. Aquarius, type in Aquarius and you'll see, there it is. I see Heaven on Earth. I see Most Sexy. I see y'all. There's Dan, there's Angel, period. All right, y'all, make sure that our co-host feels welcome, please. Our featured co-host tonight is a genuine energy that many don't often experience. His authenticity and insight are a treat to have on the show, and I'm delighted to have him as part of the Modern Day Bae production team. Please welcome to the co-host seat, King Aquarian Soul, y'all. Let me see those emojis. Ooh. Y'all know my fingers are fat. Okay. Yeah, we love it. There he is, Aquarian. Can you hear me okay? Uh-oh.
Yeah, okay.
We good? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect. Hi, welcome.
Hey, how are you doing?
It's great. I'm really excited to do this episode with you, friend. I feel like we've been planning this for a long time, so I'm happy we were able to finally make it happen. You heard me?
Yeah, same here. I look forward to it.
Period. Okay, so before we get into the conversation, I like to make sure that people know who they're talking to, what's going on with you in your stream. Will you give us a little intro and tell us a little bit about who you are and what to expect in your stream if we stop in?
King Aquarian Soul. I like to consider myself somewhat of an anomaly on the app. Like, I'm here and then sometimes I'm not, but I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy just getting to know people, learning about people, promoting everybody. I do some verses here and there, just trying to build faves up and just getting to know people. Like, I'm a genuine person that likes to get to know people. So. Love
that. Okay, so period, y'all. If y'all looking for connection, okay, for authentic connection, make sure you tap in with Aquarian, okay? How long have you been streaming on Tagged, Aquarian?
Okay, I'm sorry. I was taking my AirPods out. Say that again.
How long have you been streaming on Tagged?
I've been on here 10 weeks.
How long?
10 weeks.
10 weeks? I've only known you for 10 weeks.
I think I've known you for probably about 8 or 7 of them.
What? That's crazy. I can't believe it. I feel like I've known you for so much longer. Okay. Do you have any streaming goals you'd like the people to support you on right now?
Honestly, right now, the most thing that I'm trying to do is get my faves up. The diamonds come when they come, but I hope to eventually go for top badge one day, but the faves is the main thing that I'm looking for.
Period. So there's a couple top badges in here right now, so make sure that you, find them, tap in with them. All the people that come in here are genuine, authentic souls for the most part. And I'm actually very privileged and honored to be around them on a regular basis. So anybody in here that you see with the top badge, go on ahead and fave them. Shout out to Lipshine. She just got hers like 2 weeks ago. We see you, top badge Lipshine. Get it, girl. Okay. So I have a question that I ask every single co-host on the show. And that is, in one word, what characteristic is most important in your modern day bae?
I would say understanding.
Understanding. That's a huge one.
I love to have someone that not only just listens to me and hears me, but somebody that actually understands me.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that understanding goes into that sense of belonging that a lot of us need for validity in our relationships, especially romantic ones. So very, very good point. I am actually going to concur with you. Understanding is huge for me. Especially as a streamer, right? Because I feel like a lot of times you see part of my personality, but not the whole picture. So if I give you access to see the whole picture and you don't understand it, that makes me feel like I'm not good enough, right? Or I'm not so. And that's something that I had to learn in order to overcome. So very, very, very good answer. Thank you for that.
Okay. Also, you can also look at it like sometimes when you meet a person, you don't give them your full self, because maybe you've tried that before and it didn't go good. So I might give you a little bit of me to see how much you understand of that, because if we hear and I'm trying and you're not getting it, I'm like,
I can't do much if you don't understand, right? It's above me. Okay, good. All right, y'all, if you're just tuning in, welcome to Modern Day Bae with Elle. That's me. I am your hostess. This is the weekly show we do every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, and the only show on Tag Navigating the Modern Way to Find Your Bae. This show is brought to you by the Scouts, and I am here with my guest co-host this week, King Aquarian Soul, and we are about to dive into our topic of the night, which we've already kind of told folks. It's emotional intelligence. How do you know if you're emotionally intelligent, right? And y'all, I will tell you a lot of these questions that I'm asking Aquarian tonight, he helped me come up with them, okay? He's like a really good co-host. He was like, I have some questions. I was like, what are they? Because I don't have any yet. So. But, all right, so let's just get right into it, Aquarian. What does it mean to be emotionally available to you?
Are you asking me directly, or are you saying in my bed?
I'm saying, how you would define it, right? Whether you live that way or whether that's what you believe it to be. What does it mean for you to be emotionally intelligent?
I think what it means is it has a lot to do with your ability or inability to actively listen. I think that's one of the main components, because you can listen, but you can passively listen, like, and not really hear what you're saying for real.
Very true.
Or you can actively listen, you can truly actually hear what a person's saying, like patience, being able to listen to a conversation from someone else, or what I would want in someone else's view, to be able to listen to me and not feel the need to cut me off or jump in and try to throw something or alter the conversation other than what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people, they have this habit. It's like, you have this problem, you ain't say nothing about this problem, then all of a sudden when I'm talking, you just gotta bring this problem up, but you never talk. Whoa. I'm saying it happens a lot.
I know exactly what you mean. It's one of those like, hey, when you did this, it hurt my feelings. Well, you did it. And it's like, well, you didn't tell me that it hurt your feelings. Otherwise, I would have apologized and not done it again. And now isn't the best time to bring it up, because I'm bringing up my feelings to you. I completely understand. A lot of us hate that, right? I think that's something that we automatically do as humans, because it's a defense mechanism. Like, I'm not to blame, right? I'm not the one. But like, a lot of times whenever we don't know what accountability looks like, that can happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's a really good point. So someone that can listen and someone that can understand, y'all. That's what it means to be emotionally available to Aquarian. All right. Next question. How important is it for you to date someone who is emotionally available? So I know you said you need that understanding, which is a part of emotional availability, right? But on a scale of 1 to 10, like, if someone's not emotionally available but you are really feeling them, how likely are you to pursue that? How important is that to you as far as dateability?
It's a deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker.
Deal breaker. I mean, if I want to liken it to something, I would liken it to a boundary, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can't talk to you, if I can't, because it's crazy. So, you know, I was born in 87.
Okay.
Right? So I was born in the generation where we were told as males to not express your emotions, to not express them. So I've learned to keep them inside. I keep them to myself. So when a person comes to me and they're like, "Babe, I want you to open up more. I want you to talk more," I'm like, I don't really want to. And you know what I'm saying? It becomes a problem, and then I start to, and I let it out, and I let it out. And then it's like, you do something that makes, I have to remember that I was on a feature show.
Yes, watch your language.
So, and you do something that's just like, it completely counteracts everything I was trying to do. So now you put me in a position where I feel like, you know what, back into the ship, I'm good. But then that's a problem for you too. Like, I'm going to nip that I've had that too many times. So as soon as I feel it the first time, I'm not going to let it go into something else. I'm just like, nah.
That's a really good point. I really like what you're saying as far as like, breaking it down in terms of like, it's why it's a deal breaker, right? Like, there's no way to communicate. And I think that's a really good point, right? If you're not able to give that grace, that understanding, to be emotionally available to give that grace and understanding, how can then we build on what we've got going on? Great point. Okay, how do you feel, who do you feel is more emotionally available, men or women, and why? And this is your question, so you cannot get mad at me for asking. Shout out to Lo. I see you, Lobama. Thank you, gorgeous.
Honestly, if I'm gonna speak 100% honestly, I think that both sides lack. And it's not every person. You might have one person that's a male that's emotionally available, but the female is not. You may have a female that's emotionally available, but the male is not. Like, or we deal with so many people in our lives that are not emotionally available. We expect you not to be. So when you try to be with me, like, I might be a little defensive, like, hold on, what you want? Like, you know, like, so I don't think it's just, you cannot just say one side, because there's too many variables.
So you're saying that you're saying no group is more emotionally available than the other?
I'm saying that at times. I'm saying that at certain times, depending on who the people are.
I don't know, we might have to bring that back up with the panel and talk about that one, Aquarian. I don't know, y'all.
I mean, let me give you an example, right?
Okay. So, Casper, don't roll your eyes.
One of my biggest relationship flaws, and just speaking this is just me, right? I have no problem sharing stuff like this. So it's like, one of my biggest issues is exactly that understanding, being able to talk to a person and have them actually understand what it is that I said. At the same, because why is it that I have to deal with someone that wants me to understand them, but you don't understand me? Right? Like, a lot of males go through it, and it's not seen that way because people may not be in our space and able to see it happen to us. We understand that it happens to, we fully understand it happens to women a lot, right? Like, we're not taking away from that at all, but a lot of us men may have ran into some of those women that originally were emotionally available, and then all of a sudden you weren't after a few bad tries.
That's actually a question later on, so it's cool that you brought that up.
You may end up not being for this relationship, and you may be good for your next one. But then it wasn't there. Like, I can only talk for me as a man because I've never dated a man.
So you kind of touched on something, and I have a different question next, but I'm going to scramble it a little bit because you kind of touched on something. The first thing is, being with someone and then them kind of switching up on you. Being emotionally available to your partner is part of the challenge, but sustaining that emotional availability is key. How would you respond to a partner who is no longer emotionally available in your relationship?
I come to you and talk to you. I'm going to come to you and have that uncomfortable conversation. When I was in college, in my business management class, we had to read a book called Crucial Conversations. And it was basically about figuring out what it is that you want to say to a person and when you're trying to pull out of a conversation. And those crucial moments when, if you approach it the wrong way, it's going to go left very quickly. Right? So I'm going to come to you and I'm going to tell you about how I feel. I'm going to tell you about, like, why I may feel that way and try to see if maybe it was something I saw wrong, right? I'm going to approach it from an open mind, right? Maybe I'm viewing something that you're doing incorrectly. I just need to understand that from you. It could be that, right? But I'm going to come to you and try to have that conversation with you in order to try to figure out what it is that maybe I'm lacking, or try to talk about what maybe you're lacking, whatever it may be, in order to make this work.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And y'all, I need us to hear what Aquarian just said. He said that whenever someone is emotionally available, someone that you care about and that you've invested time in already, not just anybody, okay? When they are emotionally unavailable, he gives even more emotion. He brings more emotional intelligence to the situation to have that uncomfortable situation. I think a lot of people check out. I'm not going to lie to you. I probably 9 times out of 10 I'm going to check out. So for you to say that, for you to give even absolute more whenever it's not already being met is kudos to you. One day I'll be there. You feel me? Not today. All right.
I ain't wake up like, yeah, I'm there. Nah.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes I do. And sometimes depending on what it is, like if I ain't got that much time with you, I might just check out. Like if I've invested time, I'm trying to keep it here. Like nobody wants to start.
Right. No one wants to
tell you who I am again and tell you my favorite color and I like to eat this. Like, goodness, like, you know?
Yeah, and no one wants to claim a bad investment, right? Like, that's like a self-accountability thing. Like, oh, damn, like, you know what I mean? I invested in the wrong thing. I should have done more research. I should have paid more attention. So, yeah. I agree with all of that.
Absolutely.
For sure. Plain Jane, I appreciate that fave. Okay, so we're going to hop back in towards a little bit more towards the men and women wives situation. I want your perspective on this particular question because, well, I just want your perspective. So a lot of people believe male gender identified people who are emotionally available are soft, weak, or non-masculine, in turn causing men to adopt emotionally unavailable habits. How would you respond to people who believe or practice this?
Are you talking about people that practice the ideology or people that practice the unavailability?
Both, right? Because if you think that way, if that's what you know what I mean, you're thinking, then that's how it's going to be manifested through your actions. So, I'm thinking like if there's a conversation and someone says, well, the reason why I'm not emotionally available is because da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? All of this that I've been through, I was told I was weak, blah, blah, blah. What would you say to someone in that situation? See, to someone who identifies, right, as a man and is not being seen as masculine because or who wants to be more emotional, but doesn't maybe have the space or liberty to do so based on societal standards?
If I was talking to that individual, I would get to know the roots of what caused you to feel the way that you do. Like, was it from your childhood? Was it a heartbreak? Was it multiple heartbreaks? Like, what was it brought you to that position to feel in that you're in that space, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to people's opinions and people's thoughts about you, let that out. Don't even worry about that. I'm saying, like, because at the end of the day, people gonna think what they're gonna think. They're gonna say what they're gonna say. And like, and most people will not even approach you to talk to you about their thoughts or opinions about you. They'll just walk around feeling the way that they do, formulate opinions from a distance. Why do I care about what you feel? You think I'm soft? Come prove it. And like, but then if you come prove it, then I'm hyper masculine, beating you up. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like. You lose in a situation like that, you know? Like, but
yeah,
for that person, like, don't worry about what people think about you. Don't worry about what people feel about you. Like, the only thing that should matter is how you feel about yourself. If you know that you're strong, if you know that you're a man, if you feel masculine, then that's what you are and you live in your masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't come and tell you, I can tell you my version of masculinity or what I think of as masculine, but I can't tell you what you can and can't be.
For sure. I appreciate that perspective. I don't think so many people are okay with just accepting what people say about them, or at least, or maybe they don't have the confidence to not believe what other people are saying about them or whatever. But I think that's a key element, and I think that goes into self-love, which I'm going to ask you this question, and then we'll start to get into the other part of the show. But what role do self-love and confidence play in being emotionally available?
It's everything.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, self-love, and what was the other part?
Confidence.
So when we're placing these two things into the ideology of availability emotionally, how you feel about yourself is going to determine how you treat your partner. If I'm always thinking that, if I'm paranoid, for instance, then I'm going to treat you with the actions of paranoid. I'm going to think that you're doing stuff all the time. I'm going to think this, I'm going to think that. Like, if I live with doubt, I may doubt that you love me. I may doubt that you actually care about me. I may doubt your intentions of why you're still here. You may be madly in love with me, you'll never leave me. You'll never ditch me. Like I'm saying, like I may be living with regret. If you live with regret, you regret things that you allowed to happen in your past. Like so, you're a little overprotective of yourself now, and you're not willing to be more open. It's a lot of different ways that that can really manifest, especially when we're talking.
Wow. Great insight. Great insight. Y'all, if you are just tuning in, welcome to Modern Day Bay with Elle. That's me. This is a weekly show we do every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern. So make sure that you fave me and tap in. Make sure you fave my featured guest co-host this week, King Aquarian Soul. All right. We are just wrapping up the get to know show topic conversation with King Aquarian here. But stay tuned. We're about to get into a quick activity. And then after that, I'm going to bring up my girls, Callie and my girl, Susie. And we are going to have a Boss Babe panel discussion. Okay, baby. So, sorry, I had to do it one time, y'all. One time. I'm going to read a statement. So Susie and Callie, y'all can make your way to the box. We're going to be getting that started in a second. But for the activity, y'all, I'm going to read a statement. And y'all tell me in the comments what y'all think. If you think the statement means emotionally available, type A. If you think it means emotionally unavailable, why is my microphone against me tonight, y'all? If you think that it means emotionally unavailable, I'm going to have you type U, okay? So if it's A, if it's available, we're typing A. If it's unavailable, we're typing U, okay? So someone who knows how to be vulnerable. Are they emotionally available or unavailable? What do you think, Aquarian? I see a lot of A's.
I was typing in the comments.
You are. I see you participating. I see you. Look at Puddin'. I see you, Puddin'.
I was jumping in the comments right quick.
Look, okay. What's what we gonna do then? Someone who is unafraid of conflict. Are they available or emotionally unavailable? Hey, all right, y'all. Y'all 2 for 2. Y'all 2 for 2. I got a couple more. Hold on. What about someone who's easily defensive? I see some U's. Yes, they are signs that they are emotionally unavailable. Someone who is willing to take risks. Not A. Yes. Toxic. Exactly. Someone who avoids intimacy. I don't know what that meant, Navi. We gotta work on this for next week because I don't know. Yeah, y'all right though. That's you. Someone who respects your boundaries. Hey, that's crazy, Casper. This is insane. Yo, shout out to whoever deals with Casper on a regular basis, okay? Because yikes, baby. All right, y'all. Last two, excuse me. Someone who doesn't like or is scared of commitment. They available or unavailable? And someone who is comfortable with discussing their emotions. Y'all, that's crazy. Yes, y'all. So it sounds like y'all know the key indicators of when someone is emotionally available or not. Okay, so please keep that in mind in your dating conquest. Okay, it might make your therapist some money, but it will save you some heartache in the long run. Okay, please. All right, help me help you. All right, so it's time, y'all. I'm going to bring up the boss panel. Ooh, I thought I was. Susie, Callie, where y'all at? We're going to bring them up to discuss tonight's topic, y'all. If you're just tuning in, make sure that you fave up my featured guest co-host of the evening, King Aquarian Soul. All right, make sure you tap in with us every single Tuesday at 11 p.m. for Modern Day Bay. Susie said she's requesting. There she go. Is Callie here? Hi, my friend.
Hey.
How are you?
Good today. How are you?
We love that. I'm good. I'm doing well as well. Thanks for asking. Okay, cool. So let's get started. I'm gonna wait for Callie to request the box here if she's here. If not, that's okay. We'll just keep it going. If you want to, Casper, you absolutely can. That's no big deal. Shout out to Casper. He's the CEO of my family, the Scouts. So, you know what I'm saying? He could box up if he want to. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, though. Was there anything from the previous conversation, Susie, that stood out to you or that you want to speak on really quickly before we start asking some questions?
Now let's just get into it. Let's ask some questions.
Okay, bet. Sounds good. Okay, so what I want to hop into is, do you think who's more emotionally available, men or women? What do you think and why?
Definitely. Honestly, these days, men
Are more emotionally available?
They might have taken the lead just a little bit.
I'm resigning. I'm done, y'all. We need a new host. Y'all got a new host over there. What's going on?
I know it's going to cause some controversy, but the way things are set up and how these men are acting and operating out of emotion, I can't help but to give them the point for that one. So that's where we at with that, guys.
So that's interesting. I really don't know how I feel about that. What do y'all think in the comments? Who's more emotionally available? Do y'all think it's men or women? I think the traditional answer is women, and that's what we're expecting and used to hearing. So I'm not opposed to hearing a different answer, but also, like, I date men. So,
and oftentimes, even with that, they're the ones to get in their feelings, get more sensitive or emotional, overhype a situation, blow it up into something that is not even at that time, misunderstand a clearly stated perspective, cast judgment. I mean, these are things that we just experience, like, and I'm not dating right now, but this is what I see my friends encounter, people that I have close to me encounter, even just in general. The more emotional things that women would typically do, act out of jealousy and lash out and throw temper tantrums, men are doing that. They're doing that, and then they judge us for not responding in a way that they feel appropriate, which essentially was the argument from us in the beginning. Oh, you don't respect my feelings, you don't take me seriously, why you don't pay me enough attention? Now we're getting it from the masculine perspective. So
y'all, we hit gold 4. Okay, sorry, in case y'all got that screenshot. Hello, thank you for whoever took that. Uh-oh. I guess Casper has something to say, y'all. Oh boy. Yeah. Mind you, this is the person who was in the comments writing all of the wrong answers.
I don't think there was a right or wrong answer. It's all a matter of perspective. I would like to point that out, And I think that this is a classic example, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're going to talk about today. So go ahead, Carly, finish her. Then I'll get my question asked.
No, that was the end of my statement. I'm going to stick with, I'm giving men the point for being more emotionally available at this time. Try and convince me otherwise.
My pushback on that is just that perhaps if those things are happening, right? If there's tantrums being thrown, if there's things happening, then that would indicate to me that that's emotional unavailability, right? Like a lack of emotional intelligence. So I hear you saying that men are more emotional these days. I'm not opposed to that, but I don't know that necessarily makes them emotionally available, if that makes sense. But I also am not willing to fully give up the idea that they really could be more emotional these days. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on in modern day society. Whenever we're talking about romantic relationships, there's a lot of switching going on. There's a lot of role reversal going on. So I'm not opposed to believing that. How do y'all feel about that? Do y'all?
I mean, I definitely feel like that men are more emotionally available. And for the reasons being is I feel like that the Harley was on to something until she went into detail. Then I completely disagree with everything she said. Everything she said I disagree with once she started explaining. I don't know what happened to her. She was on to something and then she went crazy. I feel like that men are more emotionally available because we are not so emotionally tied up so quick. You know what I'm saying? And so men are able to take in more before we just get emotionally tied up. And so I definitely feel like that men are more emotionally available, but not for the reasons that Harley said. To be honest with you, I don't even know where she went with that. She started just, I was like, what is happening? Like, what's happening?
Okay. So you're saying that because men are not as quick to get emotionally involved, that makes them more emotionally available to the person that they're supposed to be emotionally available to.
Correct, because we're open to like feed into emotion. We're open to like digest it, to explore it. Whereas I feel like the other side of that coin, I won't point any fingers, but the other side of that coin, I feel like the emotion happens a lot quicker, which means they less inclined to really explore that before it's just like an attachment. You know, and so I feel like that's why a man would be more emotionally available.
I don't disagree. I'm willing to hear that. I'm willing to hear that. What do you think? You agree with what Casper's saying? Do you believe that that may be a part of why men have grown to be more emotionally available these days?
So, I absolutely do agree with a large portion of what Casper said. I agree. I'm definitely on the same side as Casper when we were like, I was listening to the Queen talk, and I was like, yes. And then she was like, hold on. Whoa, not so much. Like, whoa, hold on, right? So, I think the only thing that separates my mind from what I've heard so far is that I don't like to generalize, right? I don't like to say men, all women, because it's some women out here doing some crazy stuff, and there's some brothers out here. I be like, bro, what is you on? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why I like to keep it in that space, and I talk about variables. Like every situation is different. Like, so you may have the situation that the sister was talking about, because I've seen them too. I'll be like, run, right? I'll be trying to tell you to run, you know.
You can see Malibu's Most Wanted when he stands up in the movie theater. Run.
But at the same time, dealing with myself and then dealing with a lot of the other men that I see, like I say, growing up, especially in like adolescence, like a lot of males did not like show emotions while we was always ready to bang, like, right? So it was like that's how you really showed your masculinity. It was like it was a respect thing. Like, I'm gonna get out there, I'm gonna square up with you, we're gonna get it on, and then after that is done. But now that people want us to actually talk, they didn't want us to talk before, but they want us to talk now. Like, and so now some of us are trying to come out of the shell and talk, and just be like, I guess we come out of the shell to the wrong woman. I'm never gonna say all women are bad, because I've met some really good women.
Right.
But I've also met some women that, like we talked about earlier, they were attached and then they were detached a few years later. Like,
right.
And I didn't realize it until the attachment already happened. I was like, damn.
Okay. Great points. Thank y'all. I do have a question, kind of furthering the conversation into what we were talking about. And Casper, I'm interested in your perspective on this one. Since you're here, we don't normally see Casper in the box for Modern Day Bay, so I'll go ahead and take advantage of that. Kind of goes into what you were saying before. I said in the box. You be in the comments. So does emotional availability good Lord. Depend. I know. Sound it out, right? Like, sound it out. Oh, it's okay. We've just said it too many times this episode. Does that thing that we're talking about depend on the feelings for a particular person, or is it something you should generally be able to exercise? Please explain. So what I'm saying is, it's kind of what you were saying earlier, right? Like, we are more emotionally available because we don't get too emotionally involved in people that we don't have business being too emotionally involved in, what therefore saving our emotions for the person that deserves it. My question is, does emotional availability depend on feelings for that particular person, or do you need to be able to do that in general in order to be an emotionally available and intelligent person? Because if we can be fair, emotional availability isn't just in romantic relationships, right? It's in your everyday relationships with whoever you have a relationship with, be it family, friends, whatever. So if you aren't able to exhibit that to them, does that mean you're not emotionally available, even though you can show that to your girl? Casper?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm gonna speak on, first of all, like I would like to say that I'm a Cancer. You feel me? And so a lot of people say we emotional, but with that being said, I feel like Cancers can understand emotion on a deeper level. And so for the same reason that you said, I definitely feel like that it's not something that it should just happen for certain people, but it's something that you should be able to do with anybody. You should be able to emotionally connect, you know, on a romantic level with somebody, but also just on a human level, you know, because like that's what I feel like empathy is. And so you should definitely be able to emotionally be available and be able to practice that with anybody, because if somebody lose somebody, you need to be, or I'm not gonna say you need to, but you should be able to be emotionally available, to be open to hear their feelings and to be able to talk it out with them. And so I definitely feel like it shouldn't just be like turned on by a relationship, or like I'm really into Jenny, so I'm gonna give Jenny all of this, but I'm not to Betty. It's different levels to it, but you should be able to practice it no matter who the person is, because you have to be able to be emotionally open to people in general just to connect with them on a human level.
So you're saying that it does depend on the person, but you show different people different levels of emotional availability.
Right. It shouldn't just be like, if Jenny is my girl, I'm not, that's the only person I'm connecting with because I'm romantically invested in her.
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to do it with Jenny, but I should also be able to do it with Billy, Rob. You know, it shouldn't matter, because emotion is something that everybody needs. That's something that's everybody craving, you know, and so everybody should be able to connect with people on somewhat of an emotion level, just to be able to connect with them. So that's definitely something that you should be able to do with everybody.
I appreciate that perspective. What about you, Aquarian? What do you agree, disagree? What do you think? Somebody said, is Casper cooking? He might be, y'all. He might be this week just a little bit. Hold on.
Steph Casper out here right now. Like,
okay.
Don't play with it.
Don't play with it.
But on some realness, like, absolutely, I agree 100%. Like, but I will just piggyback off of that and add to it and say that one of the reasons you have to have levels to it is because people will play you. Like, people will take advantage of your feelings, of your emotions, and they'll try to use you. Like, they'll try to get what they can up out of you because you're emotionally attached to them in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and then they'll drop you just the same once they're done with you. And then that leaves you emotionally damaged for the next person. That's what I was mentioning earlier.
Hey man, like people like Lolita.
All right, not too much on the not too much on low. I will mute you. I don't care if it's featured or not. Not too much on low.
That's crazy.
Not too much. Susie
B. Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. Susie B. What you think, boo? What you think? Does emotional availability depend on your feelings for a particular person, or is it something you should exercise generally? Please explain.
I mean, I think it's just it's the same consensus. It should be something you practice generally. And then, like Casper said, add the levels to it. Don't be so open or willing to give everything to one person. So I agree with both perspectives of the gender.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely like the idea that being able to read someone and distribute those emotions accordingly. I think that's important. I think that goes into self-awareness, which is a part of self-love. I think that goes into confidence and boundaries, all things that fall into self-love. So I don't know, y'all. Casper might be cooking tonight. Maybe he's going to come out with a new show or something. Current Day Cutie, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So we're going to go with this last question. And this is another one that Aquarian came up with, y'all. So we're going to ask his question for the last one. How does emotional, and I'll just go in a row, we'll start with you, Aquarian. How does emotional availability affect your ability to find your modern day bae?
I would say that it affects it because when it comes down to finding what my ideal of my modern day bae is, just like I've been saying pretty much from the beginning, like, if you can't understand me, if you can't meet right here and have that understanding between each other, like, I care about your feelings, you care about mine, I listen to you, you listen to me, we care about each other, not just me caring about you, not showing them. Like, it's a deal breaker for me. So if you do give me any signs of like the opposite, I'm out of here. No, nothing like that.
Aquarian said, come correct or not at all, ladies. That's what he said. Okay. Susie B.
Repeat the question one more time.
How does emotional availability affect your ability to find your modern day bae?
So essentially, I feel like I kind of been going on this path of like self-awareness and self-acknowledgement, and this goes into that. Like you can't seek a bae asking them to be emotionally available and understanding. You can't offer that. So you really need to know yourself, know what you're looking for, know what you're seeking, know what emotional availability even looks like to you. Because I'm a Sagittarian, so my emotional availability may look different than what you're asking or what you're requiring, you know? So it's good to have that conversation, but know yourself for sure, what you want and what you don't. So that way, when you approach with something in that way, you can make an informed decision based off what you're presenting and not based out of emotion. You know, so
okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Casper, it's the last question. Make it a good one. I saw you straighten your tie, so go on ahead and take it home.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Absolutely. The question is, how does emotional availability affect your ability to find your modern day bae?
Thank you. That's a great question. I'm going to go ahead and take the training wheels off, guys. I think that the real problem is that when you emotionally available, and I'm speaking from a man's perspective, when you emotionally available and you open yourself up, it take a man a minute to truly open up and give you that attention. And then if you get used up and you know, it leaves scars. And so a lot of time being emotionally available can backfire because you can give all of yourself to somebody and be completely open, and you be completely open with them, trusting that they won't hurt you. And then you get hurt, and then as a man, you can't even really express that feeling because people like men ain't supposed to say that. You know, like when men emotional, they made fun of or it's not taken serious. And so being emotionally available as a man got so many backfires that can happen. You know, and you have people that just like use you up and like don't be coming to sit in your show and then be talking about, you know, there'd be a lot of stuff going on for us men out here. So it'd be hard for us, but that is a big reason that men, you know, being emotionally available, it hurt, you know, we be messed up. And then when the next lady come along, they'll understand it, and we just another stereotype. Oh, then we become a stereotype, and it's not our fault. It's just we're a product of our environment. That's all I got to say. Oh, I feel like somebody passed the collection plate around.
Okay, I do like that, but I would challenge you on and we don't really have a lot of time to go into it because, as always, our time has gone so quickly, but I just would like to maybe push back and maybe think about if it takes you a long time to open up to the point that the other person is starting to emotionally pull back, there may be some room for improvement, right? Where you can start to open up a little bit faster, maybe be more vulnerable, maybe find more comfort in being vulnerable. Sure. Because, you know, I think that if it's taking a long time, that may be a sign that you, in fact, do need to work on your emotional availability.
I definitely feel like it's definitely room for growth.
But I appreciate your perspective. That's our top. So,
you see Aquarius, you know, we just vibing out here. You feel me?
No, the Kings were definitely in the kitchen with the stir fry tonight. We see y'all. Okay, it's 11:55, y'all. Go ahead. We had a boss and a bae panel tonight, all right? Boss and bae. Go ahead and do your outros and box down for me.
I go first because hardly a regular. I appreciate you for letting me tap in. You know, my name is Casper. Y'all can find me. You know, I'm here and there and everywhere. I do my show on Mondays, Geek Out. I had a blast. Thanks for having me. Y'all folks have a great night.
Thanks, Casper. Susie B.
Hi, it's me, Susie. Make sure that you hit me with the fave right now. Every Thursday, I am posting bingo, so come out and play that. This Friday exclusively, I will be in 2 Cents karaoke auction that starts at 9 p.m. I'm lucky number 7. Our host is lucky number 13, so make sure that you're there. And today, of all days, people, is National Happiness Happens Day, okay? And that is important because today is Bae Day, and we love that, and we're always happy to be here. To quote somebody who is unknown, life is too short to spend it at war with yourself. So emote, know what you're looking for, emotional availability in your partner, and if they don't, get the grit ball, baby, because the hood whack.
The only way. We love her. Susie B. Hello. All right, we're going to do some quick final thoughts. Then Aquarian, you can do your outro. But really quickly, it's time for my final thoughts, y'all. Each and every week, I give you my final thoughts on the weekly topic, and this one is no different. When it comes to emotional availability, someone who's emotionally available is comfortable sharing an uninhibited connection with someone else. They are comfortable with being open, including on an emotionally intimate level. Everyone is different and processes emotions differently, but it can be risky to be emotionally available to people who aren't the same to you. When dating and hoping to find a partner that is emotionally available, you too must possess these traits. You are what you attract, so find ways to enhance your emotional intelligence in order to develop the emotional availability you desire in your partner. King Aquarian, is there anything you want to add or anything you want to do during your outro before you box down?
Not really add too much more. All I can really say is that the ability to be available starts with you. How you feel about yourself, that starts first and foremost. Sometimes it can be scary if you've been hurt multiple times, but you can't bring past pain and apply that to someone that's new. You gotta try to start fresh over and just give it a chance. King Aquarian Soul, like I said, I'm nominal on the app. I'll be here, I'll be there. I pop up sometimes, I don't. But it's a blessing to be on the app. It's a blessing to be on the show. You're one of the greater people on the app.
I appreciate you, King. Thank you so much for your time and your insight. All right, y'all. That's the show. Thank you. Let me pull up my guy here, Rich Beats, my favorite DJ. That's the show, y'all. Thank you for joining us for Season 2, Episode 5 of Modern Day Bay with Elle. Special shout out to tonight's featured co-host, King Aquarian Soul, and to this week's Boss Bay panelist, Susie B, and of course, Casper for joining the team. Be sure to meet us back here next week, same time, same place. I think my mom is the guest next week, so it's going to be a good one. Make sure you tap in. I'm ELLE The Druggg, and remember, self-love is always the best love. All right, DJ Rich Beats, take us out of here.
Got time for a thought. Got a stick in the back of me. When you want what I'm on, gotta watch for the ops. And the game ain't factory. Put the pony or don't try to learn how to shot. Been on my own, never needed to stop. And that ain't no more dreaming. I'm reaching the top. All I needed was y'all to believe. Gotta tell me to follow my dream. Checked out the poach and I plotted this scheme. I ran off with a torch and I got out the ring. I was chosen to get it. I gotta go finish. I promised to win it. Stuck in the trenches, we hard we living. The slide in the wind is the movie the children. The party we killing, they following with them. Party land when I fell out the building. Party and tell I ain't hardly got feelings. I'm constantly healing from all of the feeling. I've been in the field like a man of steel. Fuck the little bitches.
Same time, same place, yo. One time.
Nobody around me, I'm chasing the time. Gotta think about me, they wanna go down on me. Walking they bitch, like I got a pound of me. I gotta follow the business.
Thank y'all.
I can't mean it, she was chasing the money like bad guy, looking for a good girl. Love the way you look, girl. Tell me, can you cook, girl? Bad guys looking for a good girl. Do you read books, girl? Do you
One time, yo. Yeah. They call me DJ Rich Beats, yo. Every Tuesday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We here, y'all. One time. Yeah, y'all. Awesome show, y'all.
Make sure y'all fave up the best DJ on the app. I said what I said. DJ Rich Beats. That was a good show, y'all. Aquarian, that was great. That was great. That was great. Let me go on ahead and stop recording.